Alrighty, round two. Good morning, everyone. Sorry if you were on there earlier. I had to brighten up the screen a bit and then I just got cut off. So, anyways, we are back on. We are live. It's Thursday morning. My kids are back today, back to school. So, I think I'll be hearing Liam call them now any minute. They're both getting the bus, so they're a bit excited, so it's good. It's all good. Delighted for them. Delighted. Back in to meet their friends again, the ones that they haven't seen all summer. So it's so lovely for them. So how is everybody this morning? And morning, Wendy. Got you back. Yay, very good. Sorry about that. Brilliant. That's great, Wendy. Sorry, my hair's all over the place. But yes, so how is everybody? Are you writing down your gratitude list? I have the heading this morning is about setting goals. I got a gorgeous message from a lady yesterday. Morning, San, and she was asking, was there any anything she can look up and any resources about what I've talked about before about setting goals. So I was like, well, what better day to talk about it today? Why not? It's a Thursday. Why not? It doesn't have to be any particular day. So I suppose when we set our goals, like I was somebody that never set a goal, because this is before I joined Thinking Into Results. I was somebody that set tiny little goals and in the fear of not reaching them. So I'd always be afraid that, okay, if I better just set a small one, because I'd be really embarrassed if I don't reach that goal. So I was always either not setting one at all or setting really tiny ones. So, we don't set goals to actually achieve them. We set goals to grow. So when we set tiny little goals, morning Deirdre, when we set tiny little goals, we're not growing. Okay, we're just not growing. We're just not doing anything different. We're doing the same thing, and and we know how to reach our goals. So, morning Mary. So when you set, there's 3 types of goals, and one, type A, type B, and type C is what Bob Proctor has taught us. And type A goal is one that you've done before. So say if you want to get a new I don't know, car, new truck or whatever, but 4 years ago you bought one brand new, that's not a goal, because you just do the same thing as you did 4 years ago. Or you may set a goal that morning Marie, how are you? You may set a type B goal, where is one you know how to reach. So if you could set, okay, so I want to travel maybe for a month, and you think, okay, so if I borrow from here, if I get paid back from here, if I get people to cover me for work for for the month, maybe organize my trip maybe with somebody else or by myself, or whatever you're doing, then I'll get to go on this trip. So that's not a great goal either, because you know exactly what to do to reach your goal. So and even during that goal, it's great and all, but it's not very exciting, and you will probably give up on it. As soon as you start looking for your resources, as soon as you start looking for people to help you, as soon as you start looking for the money and all that, people are going to kind of say, oh, it's not a good time now for you to go traveling, or you're needed here, or your business is expanding, or we've nobody to cover for you, or whatever it is. And then you'll end up thinking, oh, okay, I won't bother, and it's easy to give up on a goal that's kind of boring. So our type C goals then are our fantasy goals. So these are the ones that you have absolutely no idea how to reach. Okay, so the message I got yesterday from this lovely lady is she's doing doTERRA as well, and she was being very, very unproductive. So she was doing a lot of stuff that she is grand, but it's not the stuff that's productive. It's not helping anybody in particular, especially herself. It's not helping anyone else. So she felt it was a waste. I suppose it's never a waste of time, whatever you do, but I think she kind of felt that a lot of time was spent doing this unproductive job where, she shouldn't have done that. So what we need to do is set a type C goal. So and as I was saying about, the type B goal, if your boss might say to you, oh no, you can't go, or whatever, maybe your type C goal is to leave that job. Are absolutely every one of you happy in your jobs? Are you earning the amount of money you want to earn? And, you know, are you truly happy? Because I know I certainly wasn't. So when I joined Thinking into Results, I was still doing my office job. I still am. I've been off for the summer. But I know that's so short-lived. And I know I knew when I joined Thinking into Results, I wanted to leave, but I couldn't see an end in sight. But now I can. You know, I don't have a date, but I definitely 100% see an end in sight. So that in itself is so exciting for me. So you know, is any of you the same? You know, are you in jobs that you just don't enjoy anymore? There's no passion there. You're just doing it to pay the bills or whatever. So we all need to do something to pay, you know, to pay our bills or whatever. But if you set a fantasy goal, put it out there, you know, write down exactly what you want. Okay, so this was lesson 1 in Thinking into Results. We had to write down a list of personal wants and a list of professional wants. Now obviously all of mine, well, the majority of mine, especially the professional ones, were around doTERRA. They were around the oils, and my goals were all about you know, reaching the top rank, because the higher you go, the more people you help, and the better it is for everyone. And it's limitless. So you do reach financial freedom, and you've time freedom, and you've no other job, and you're doing what you love every single day. And that's exactly what I wanted. So that was my goal, to reach the top rank, which was Presidential Diamond. And just as time went on, you know, when you set your goal, like I was thinking, yeah, Presidential Diamond is doable. Like a lot of people do it. So it really was type B goal. I suppose the date I set was the end of this year, and that's, yeah, a bit out there, all right, you know, but it really was a B type goal, because, you know, so many people have done it, so it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it is doable, and you know what to do to get there. Morning, Anthony, how are you? And you know what to do to get there. So it really was a type B goal when I think back on it, and I had it for a while, but you know, it's sometimes it is hard to distinguish between a B and a C, but you know, the C is love being a coal miner. Very good, brilliant. Morning, Yvonne, how are you today? So yeah, so your type C goal, you absolutely no idea how to reach it. So so the lady that left the lovely message yesterday, you know, she was being very unproductive, she was saying, with her little jobs that she was doing with doTERRA, and that's okay. You will definitely go through days like that. That's 100%. I went through a year and a half like that, and that's why I joined Thinking into Results. I was doing stuff that wasn't getting me anywhere. I was a year and a half at one rank, and I knew I had to do something. So I just got really kind of flustered and really frustrated, more like, and I had to make a big jump. So I did that, and yeah. So when you set your type C goal, you're going to be outside your comfort zone, because you are going to have to do stuff that you don't want to do. So when you hit this, what Bob Proctor calls a fear barrier, my mentor Sylvia tells us all about it, this fear barrier, people then give up on their goals because they're too scared, and they can't see past the fear, and they can't push through it. They can, but they won't. And then they just go back to their old life, and you know, they have this great goal set that they're going to leave their job, they want to earn so much, they want to help people along the way, they're going to blah blah blah, whatever it is, and then once the fear barrier hits, they think, oh no, I can't do that, no. Like, you have to push yourself outside that comfort zone, push yourself through that fear barrier, and come out the other side, and that's where you feel the freedom. I've done it, and I've had to do it. I've had Sylvia as my accountability partner. You know, I've had to make the calls that I didn't want to make, and that's when you grow. So when you set your goal, you think of your goal and you visualize it. Set your type C goal. First of all, you write down your list of wants, personal and professional, and then, you know, you might have to do that twice. Maybe do it 3 days later again, and then it's going to come out at you. So, you know, don't write down your little goals when you write down your wants. Don't write down I want let me see, I want to earn 50,000 euros a year, or 100,000 euros a year. That's a small want, you know. Think big, you know, like, we have no idea what we're able to do. So we have so many gifts and talents that God has given us that we don't utilize them. We don't use them. They're there, and we are engrossed in our Netflix, our movies, our soaps. My God, when I think of soaps, when the kids were born, oh my God, all I did was record all the soaps and watch them all, even Home and Away. My God, like it's not getting you anywhere. Now I barely have time for television, but we just get engrossed, and it stops us from moving, and if you're someone that, Netflix is every single night and has no goal, then, your goal, it's not very exciting, and you get nearly trapped in, your own boring life doing the tedious things. Well, this was it for me anyway. I don't want to say any of your lives are boring. That's not what I'm saying at all. You all know yourselves, but I just know for me that when I was wanting to move forward in my business and change my life a bit, shake it up a bit, I had to do something, and that's when I joined Thinking into Results, and then I learned all this, and now I'm sharing it all with you. So I hope that you can get something from it, and I hope that you set a type C goal. So I want everybody, for your gratitude list this morning, to write down 10 things that you want, and write them down as if you have them already. Okay, so I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning 100,000 euros a month. So happy and grateful. The best thing to come out of COVID, I've stopped watching soaps on TV. Yeah, that's great, Yvonne, because what do they do for us? Numb the mind, numb the brain. They don't do anything. They're not helping us with anything. Absolutely nothing. So yeah, I learned that good few years ago, because I just wasn't enjoying them anymore. I obviously just wanted more in life, and I wanted to do more. But like that's not everyone. If you enjoy your soaps, I'm not telling anybody to stop doing what they're doing. If you want to do that, I'm not, it's your business. I wouldn't tell anybody their business or what they do or whatever, or what they should do. I'm just sharing the information that I learned. This was lesson 1 in Thinking into Results. So lesson 1 to me is, the be all and end all, because, if it's the first one, and you can have 2 weeks with that one, because it can take a while. Morning, Fiona. I'm so with you on this. It's so frightening. Yes, it is frightening. And that's the thing about it. When you set your goal, you have to have fear and excitement. You have to have both. You have fear because you've never done it before, and you're excited because you're visualizing being there, and you're like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So that's the part that's going to get you up in the morning. So you need to set a goal that's going to make you afraid and make you so excited that, but you can hold it in your mind. And as Bob Proctor says, if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. You can have anything you want, anything. And if it is 100,000 euros a month, write it down. You can have that, So you visualize your goal, you write down your wants. Don't even think about the how. Do not give 1/2 millisecond to how you're going to get there. Don't even think about it. Okay, so you visualize your goal as if you're there already, and feel the emotions attached to that to that vision, and see yourself there, how you're going to feel, what you're going to say to people, how you're going to show up for your business, for your customers, your builders, your whatever it is for you, and visualize it as if you're there already. Okay, and then work your way back. You do not go from here to your goal. You go from your goal back, because you don't know how you're going to reach it. But when you impress it into your subconscious mind, you think about it all the time, you talk about it, you write it down. The first thing you think about in the morning when you wake up is your goal. Okay, have a clearly defined goal written down, and that is in the sheet I shared that you need to read out after you give your compliments, the self-confidence formula. In the part of it, I have it taped here to my desk. So the part of it where it says, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I have developed the confidence to achieve it. So you have to write down a clearly defined description. Describe it in, as you know exactly what you want. You need to know exactly what you want, and then work your way back, and never give up on it. Okay, so when the fear barrier hits, push through it. And you will be outside. You will have to go outside your comfort zone. When your fear barrier hits, oh my God, I need to do this to get me closer to my goal. Yes, I need to spend this money to get me closer to my goal. Oh my God, I don't have this money. Or I need to make these phone calls to get me closer to my goal. Or I need to do this class. Or I need to ring this person to get me closer to my goal. And then you take a step back and you're like, no, it's easier just to stay this side, and you give up on your goal. And that's what a lot of people do. 98% of people give up on their goals, which is so sad. They don't have any goals. Like if you ask somebody on the street today, what's your goal? You know, have you set a goal? They'd probably say no. And then, or if they say yes, have you written down, you know, exactly what you want? Then they'll probably say no. And I was one of those. 100% I was one of those. And I never told anybody my goals, or if I did, they were tiny little goals. So my goals were always so tiny that I had to reach them. I had no choice but to reach them, because I saw goals as a promise to myself. And if I didn't reach it, I was letting myself down. You're a wonderful inspiration teacher. Thanks, Mary. Thank you so much. This is something I just love, because I was one that never set goals. And like, when you think about it, when you drive out your own driveway, you drive out the gate, you know where you're going. Your goal is to get to the school or get to the shops, or, you know, wherever you're going. But, you know, you're not just going to drive out and not have an end sight in mind, an end destination. So same with your life, you know, you have to know exactly where you're going. If you don't, you're just plodding through life, like what I was doing. I was just plodding along every day was the same. And that's when I went back after having my second, when I went back after having Hannah back to work, I was after having 2 healthy kids, I have a healthy husband, I'm healthy, and I was in this black hole. And I was thinking, is this it? Because I knew I wasn't having any more kids, and I was like, oh my God, this is it for the rest of my life, sitting in this corner of an office. I was thinking, no, this can't be it. There has to be more to life. And that's when I started doing bioenergy. My mom had it done for depression. And even Liam said to me one night, he said, why don't you think about doing bioenergy, as in, you know, teaching or doing it on people, learning how to do it on people. I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Because I didn't want to go back to college. I didn't want to do, you know, 4 years of, you know, whatever. I wanted to do something kind of on the side that was something different, that would lift me. And I'm not a nursey type of person, even though I do love helping people, but I could never vision myself as a nurse or in a hospital or in a home or anything like that. Even though my sister does that, she works with people like that, and she's brilliant at it, but I do feel she has a flair for it, and it just wouldn't have been for me. It wouldn't have been something I was passionate about. So I started doing the bioenergy, absolutely loved it, and while doing that is when the oils were introduced to me, and then I was bowled over by how good they were, and I knew then that this was my calling. So it took, you know, I still do bioenergy, and I love to have it, and I still love doing it on people. The oils kind of took over, and then obviously with COVID, bioenergy became less and less. But you can do it distant as well, but I haven't been doing that. I just I stuck with the oils, and I just love them, and all my customers love their oils. So yeah, that was my path. I had to do something. I just had to do something. I could not picture myself sitting there till 65 or 66 and doing the same thing every day. And it just hit me. And this was probably March, April. So Hannah was born in March. I'm back, I don't know. So this is probably the following summer, because I know she was 13 months when I went back. And then by November I started bioenergy. But something I was going to say there, it's gone. It might come back to me. But yeah, I just couldn't imagine you know, sitting there. I actually felt like that, you know, life is very, I felt, God, is this all life has to offer? I just felt really kind of down, and I felt I was getting into a darker hole every day going into that job. I nearly felt like I was wasted there, because it was very negative environment as well, and people talk about other people, and I just couldn't engage in that, and I just kind of felt this job isn't for me, even though I'm a civil servant. So it's like, oh, stay at your job, you get a great you get a great pension and all this, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't give a shit about the pension. But anyway, yeah, so that's where I was, and now I have this type C goal where I want to help people on a daily basis with personal development, and, you know, confidence. I want to help build their businesses. And it's just, you know, it's so far removed from what I was doing. And I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to get there. But I know I will, you know, and that's the way you're going to be as well. You set your goal, impress it into your subconscious mind through repetition. So you say it in front of the mirror. Think of it every single morning before when you wake up and before you fall asleep. Because remember what I said about the subconscious mind? Subconscious mind is the emotional mind, and it never sleeps. So it's wide open when you're falling asleep at night, and it's wide open when you first open your eyes in the morning. Or literally when you're in that groggy state, when you're just waking up, your subconscious mind is wide open. Those are the two really, really vital times to think about your goal. So a good thing to do is when you're writing your little success journal, or, you know, what I do with my success journal is I say to Liam wins for the day, and he tells me his and I tell him mine, instead of writing them down. But another good thing to do is write down your goal as you're getting into bed, because then you're thinking about it. And first thing in the morning, write it down, and then you're thinking about it. And then you go to brush your teeth and say it in front of the mirror. You know, and this is something that consumes you and that you are so excited about. And you know, once that happens and you're visualizing it, you're saying it all the time, you're saying it in front of the mirror, you're basically getting obsessed with it in a good way. That's what's happening. But you know, we don't like to use the word obsessed, but once that starts happening, it will start to come into fruition. And after a month of you saying that in front of the mirror, you're going to be like, I think I can. You know, first day of you saying this in front of the mirror, you're going to say, there's absolutely no way I'm ever going to get there. How is all you're going to say. How can that happen? Do not worry about the how. Just say it, and say it every single day. Even if you stay for 21 days or go as far as 30 days, you will start to believe. Even after day 14, 15, 16, you will start to believe that, yeah, it can happen. Absolutely can happen. So as Bob Proctor always says, I'll say it again, repetition is key, remember, so I will repeat myself a lot. What you hold in your hand, in your head, you can hold in your hand. And it's so true. I never actually understood what he was even saying by that, because I was thinking, oh yeah, sure, yeah, it's just your goal. But what he meant is absolutely anything. Like even in thinking into results, you know, we talk about, you know, if there's stuff, if people can't set their goals, you know, Tom and Sylvia, they just say to us, what do you love to do? You can make a living from whatever it is you love to do. So it doesn't matter what it is. It just does not matter. What do you love to do? So write those things down today or tomorrow, whenever you get a chance. I would do it twice in the next week. Write a list of personal wants, professional wants, and see how you get on. And if it might just jump out at you then. And, you know, put a few little things together, but you know, you will come across the fear barrier. You definitely will, and it happens absolutely everybody, because you've made a decision to do this. Okay, I'm going to do this, and as soon as you make the decision, fear is going to set in. Oh jeez, sure, where, how, and you know, it's not possible. So straight away it's going to happen, but just, you know, push through it. You can have anything you want, anything. So just believe that. We're amazing. We're unbelievable. And I had no idea. I thought all I was able to do was sit in an office every day. And look at me now. I'm on live here every morning helping people write a gratitude list. Like even before joining Thinking Into Results, I had no idea that was ever going to happen. You know, so there you go. And your awareness around everything changes when you set a goal as well, because you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine, I can do this, you know. And yeah, and your mirror work is so important, and your gratitude is so important. These are absolutely vital. These are things that I've been doing from day one of Thinking Into Results every single day, because they pull you out of that low vibration and they pull you up into this high frequency where you're closer to your goal. So your goal is up here, and you're down here. You're a worrier. You've got depression. You're suppressing all your negative thoughts and feelings, and you're just worrying about everything you see on the news. Okay, you turn off the news. You start writing down your gratitude list. You start doing your mirror work and asking for guidance and sending love. You're slowly, day by day moving up to your closer to your goal. And that's how we get there. And in between these here, between the low frequency and the high frequency, is your paradigm. So your paradigm is your little mental chatter that's going to try and stop you. It's going to do its damnedest to keep you where you are. And also people around you are going to do their damnedest to keep you where you are. Who do you think you are doing that? Oh, Jesus, you're not going to be able to do that. How would you even, why are you even thinking about it, you know? And the reason is because they're in alignment with your paradigm. So your friends and your people around you, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them or anything, don't take me up wrong. You know, we're all in the same situation. They're attracted by you because of your paradigm. So our paradigm dictates where we are, dictates our results. So if your paradigm might be telling you to not to do this because you're fine as you are, if you listen to that, then you'll stay as you are, and that will dictate your results. But if you're not happy with your results, you need to ignore that paradigm. And Sylvia tells us all the time, talk to it. Hi paradigm, yes, I hear you, thank you. But what if, you know, what if I can do this, you know? And it's nearly making the paradigm, trying to make your paradigm your friend. So yeah, and there's people around you as well. If you can surround yourself with people around you that are really positive, and you know, try not get into. It's very hard. Like if you're, you know, it's very hard to, you know. But I do know that when I started all this, there was friends that just fell away. They just fell away, and that was okay. I did wonder at the time, my God, how come I don't speak to that girl as often as I used to? Like there was a few that was very close, and so I thought, and then they just dropped away. They just weren't in the same alignment as me. As I was moving forward in my business and, you know, my personal development, they were staying where they were, so they weren't in alignment with me anymore, and they just stayed where they were, and that's okay. That's their decision. So yeah, so these things happen, and don't, you know, that people are going to come and go. But, you know, surrounding yourself with people that are uplifting and inspiring, and, you know, even watching, I love watching those YouTube things that, you know, where even Bob Proctor on YouTube, amazing, just really inspires you. Sandy Gallagher, I love her. She's Bob's partner, and she's just brilliant. She is, you know, they've got snippets on YouTube all the time, and I love listening to her. She's just brilliant. Like, she's so easy to listen to, and she's funny. So yeah, so there is how to set your type C goal. And if you have any questions, let me know and give it a go. So this morning, I think we should start writing our list. It's nearly 8 o'clock. My God, I do tend to go on. We're talking about goals, because I think it's really, really important for everyone that you live with, not only for yourself. Now, but you are setting this goal for you. You know, you're not setting it for anyone else. And obviously, your journey there will benefit everybody you live with and everybody you come in contact with, and obviously yourself as well. You're doing this for you. As Bob Proctor always says, if I want to be free,
800 hours.
Not the me, you know, my wife wants me to be, or my kids want me to be. It's the me I want to be. So think about you. What you want. Don't think, okay, this is my goal because I know my husband would love that. You know, don't do that. Exact same with friends, but when I spend time with them or talk to them now after a few weeks and months, I realize they drain me. Oh my God, so true, Deirdre. Oh my God, so true. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, so true, Deirdre. Absolutely. And it's only when you're talking to them that you realize that. Yeah, and you might not have realized it. I kind of did realize it before, but wasn't prepared to do anything about it because I wasn't as aware of it. I knew it was happening, and I feel a bit, you know, after talking to them, but it was never something that I wanted to. Oh, look at this. Hannah's back to school today. Don't you look lovely?
Mommy.
Yeah.
My leg is itchy.
Your leg is itchy. Okay, we'll put some oils on it now in 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'm nearly finished here. Okay? Great. Sorry. So, okay, we better write our list. Okay. Alrighty. So, today is Thursday, the 3rd of September. So, I probably won't be able to spend as much time this morning writing this and sending love and asking for guidance, but most of you know what to do at this stage. What I might do is maybe come on later when the kids are gone to school, or I probably won't. Look, you know, write your list. I want you to write a list of 10 things that you really want and act as if you have them already. Okay, so that's your little job for this morning. That's part of your gratitude list. Okay, and after each one, thank you, God, thank you, thank you. Really feel. So when you're setting your goal, you're talking about it as if you've achieved it already. So this is the same. Writing your gratitude list this morning is all towards whatever you want. So this might be something you've never actually thought about before. Because I was the same. I was like, oh, I don't know what I want. Oh, I might just go for something really small and something, but no, think big. Think, you know, what kind of a house you want, you know, write that down. Do you want to live in the house that you're living in? Do you want to extend it? Or do you want a beach house as well as, you know, where you're living? Or do you want a new house down the country by the sea? You know, think big, think, you know, of, you know, that it's limitless. There is an abundance of absolutely everything out there. There's an abundance of money, there's an abundance of time, there's an abundance of houses, there's abundance of energy, there's abundance of absolutely everything. Okay, so think of that as you're writing this down. You know, don't think small, think big, because what you hold in your head, you can hold in your hand. Just remember that we can get and have anything we want. Alrighty, and yeah, okay, let's start writing. I don't really need to go yet. So today I am grateful for. Okay, perfect. So first one I always write down is Bob Proctor's affirmation, which we won't write down today. Let's dedicate these 10 to you today. Okay, so write down 10 things that you want as if you have. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am living in this 3-story house with 6 ensuite bedrooms, and we love it here. It's got amazing energy. You know, landscape gardens, balcony, whatever it is you want, write it down. Doesn't have to be 10, it could be 20. Doesn't have to be 10, it could be 5. Alrighty, so yeah.
Can you help on my caddy?
Yeah, no problem. So I'm gonna go leave you at it this morning because it's the first day back, so I did way too much talking. Oh.
Yeah, you did do way much too.
Did I? Sorry,
Yeah.
Hannah. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Excited to go back today? Or you don't like them closed, do you? Now, there we go. All ready for a first day back. So, okay, so write down what you want, 10 things or more that you really, really want. And yeah, and we'll talk tomorrow or later. I'll probably be on later anyway, doing something or other. I'll probably pick the oil later maybe. And I'll do a separate video on that. So thank you everybody for jumping on this morning. I hope it helped. Any questions, just message me or pop them in the comments here below, and I will help you through it. And no problem. You know, if you have a problem with your goal, or if you can't think about what you'd like or whatever, I'll try and help. I will try. I'm not saying I'm qualified to do this, but from what I've learned, I'll hopefully be able to help you. Okay, so best of luck and enjoy it. I loved this part of the program because I was writing everything down that I wanted. So, you know, get your A4 pad if you want. It doesn't have to be a small one, you know, and just keep writing. You know, write everything you want, and obviously include people you love in this as well. That's okay to do that. You don't, you know, I know I'm saying your goal is just for you. It's going to help everybody around you, you know. And remember, your goal isn't there to actually achieve it. It's the journey. The journey of the goal is way better than actually achieving the goal. I know. When I realized that, I was like, really? Okay. Yeah, because when you actually reach your goal, you're kind of like, okay, is this it? I remember Bob Proctor saying when he reached his goal was to make $1 million. And when he reached it, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's there. Great. But the journey there was, you know, 10 million times better. So yeah, so that's what it's all about. It's all about growing. Okay, it's not actually achieving your goal, it's growing and the journey to get there. Alrighty, thank you so much for joining me this morning. If you know anybody that would need this help, that would benefit from this morning, if you're watching the replay or if you're on live this morning, send them on. You know, ask them to invite me as a friend, or tell them to come on here in the mornings, and it might help them as well. Because, you know, we need a destination, we need some place, a goal to thrive towards, and to grow. We need to grow. Alrighty, thanks everyone. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.